There once was a legendary Greek temple known as Motion. Motion was strong for its four strong pillars: acceleration, velocity, displacement, and time. Without these four strong pillars, motion would not exist. Kate, a girl who loved to participate in sports, but she never got the chance. She was always made fun of by Mike, the fastest runner in school. But one day, Kate stood up for herself and challenged Mike to a race. Everyone laughed, but surprisingly, Mike accepted her challenge. It was the day of the race. Both agreed to run a distance of 1 kilometer. As soon as the whistle blew, Mike accelerated, reaching a constant velocity of 5 meters per second, while Kate accelerated to reach a constant velocity of only 2 meters per second. As you can see, the following graph is called the position time graph. It shows us how far Mike traveled from the starting point, which is a distance of 300 meters in 1 minute. We can calculate the distance by multiplying the velocity and time that Mike had during the race. We can also see that Kate had traveled a distance of 120 meters in 1 minute. Both Mike and Kate continued to run. After 2 minutes since the start of the race, Kate had run 240 meters with a constant velocity of 2 meters per second, while Mike had run 480 meters with an unknown velocity. We can find the velocity using the velocity formula, which is displacement over time. Displacement is d final minus d initial, which in this case is 480 minus 300, which is 180 meters over 60 seconds, which tells us that Mike had a velocity of 3 meters per second.
As the race continued, Mike started to underestimate Kate, so he slowed down to a velocity of 2 meters per second, while Kate sped up to a velocity of 3 meters per second. After 3 minutes of the same velocity, Kate had a distance of 720 meters, while Mike had a distance of 840 meters. Mike thought he was going to win if he stayed at the same speed of 2 meters per second, but that was not the case, as Kate increased her speed to 4 meters per second. Kate started to see the finish line ahead of her. Mike realized he had made a mistake, but did not find a way to fix it. Kate kept running until she finally crossed the finish line. Mike stood with his mouth open. He was in complete shock. He learned that he should never underestimate anyone, no matter who it is. As you can see, this is a complete position time graph for both Kate and Mike. The graph for Kate has a quadratic structure, which tells us that Kate's motion has been accelerating, while Mike's graph does not have a basic structure, but it surely tells us that he has slowed down throughout the race. Note that if it's a quadratic structure, it doesn't mean that it's speeding up. A quadratic structure could be drawn facing downwards, and that would mean that the person is accelerating in the negative. In other words, he or she is slowing down.
As it was said earlier, the temple of motion was always supported by the four pillars. Motion couldn't stand with one of the pillars missing. These pillars were what made motion a legendary temple. Each pillar fed the other pillar, and when all of them came together, they would create and support the legendary temple of motion.